In the midst of the political chaos, Keir Starmer begins to show his true face as a leader who only knows how to give empty promises along with a fake smile. This authoritarian prime minister could soon lose everything, as a number of secrets about him are being revealed by Tommy Robinson. This could turn out to be a devastating blow to everything Starmer has worked so hard to build. Watch all the brave and proud people. What a meeting. What an impressive view. We should all feel honored. I would like to be there with you today, showing that you are not afraid of the system, that you are willing to stand up to it and show your faces proudly. For years, those in power have worked hard to hide the truth of what they are doing to our country. It seems that Keir Starmer is doing everything he can to prevent Tommy Robinson's documentary about him from going public. If this is true, it could indicate that Starmer is entering a situation of despair, showing an exaggerated sensitivity to the criticisms that Robinson might present. The attempt to stop the publication of this film can be interpreted as a sign that Starmer's team is concerned about the impact it would have on public opinion, especially given that Robinson has a notable influence on groups critical of issues such as immigration, crime, and civil liberties. Attempts to censor or remove an opponent's narrative often end up backfiring, turning a controversial film into an event audiences won't want to miss. If this documentary does indeed reach viewers, it could highlight the concerns of those who have felt marginalized by Starmer's policies, making this attempt at censorship seen as a major mistake rather than a triumph for the Labour Party's image. Right now, there are a lot of people working tirelessly to keep Robinson's project from reaching the public. Some, without a critical eye, are trying to intervene in this initiative. However, all these efforts to curb it could have the opposite effect, transforming the documentary into a sensational phenomenon and elevating Robinson as a hero in the defense of freedom of expression. For Robinson's backers, this film could become a powerful rallying point, strengthening his image as a voice for the working class and an advocate for justice against government excesses. Rather than silencing critics, any crackdown could further stoke fervor among Robinson's community of supporters, sparking a groundswell of passionate support from the public. From a legal perspective, the most viable option for Starmer would be to try to stop the film's release through a defamation lawsuit, in case the film makes false and damaging statements. However, defamation lawsuits are notoriously difficult to win and would likely only bring more attention to the film's content. The media can generate diverse opinions in the public. Some may support Robinson's narrative, while others would focus on his past controversies, questioning his credibility. This polarizing response could deepen social divisions, and every article, tweet, and comment would only amplify the film's reach. Starmer's leadership is heavily constrained by issues such as free speech, national security, and civil liberties. If the film captures the attention, especially of undecided or unstable voters, unions might feel compelled to respond with counter-narratives to clarify their positions and prevent Robinson's story from gaining mass support. Ignoring the film could lead to a situation where, if it manages to carve out a space, the silence of the unions is perceived as a tacit acceptance of its claims. In a broader political context, Robinson's documentary could reinvigorate the voice of the opposition, resonating with those who have been disillusioned by traditional parties. As social instability increases, debates about immigration and security are also growing. Robinson's message could have a significant impact, especially among those who feel the authorities have abandoned them, building genuine support for right-wing movements and strengthening groups like Reform UK. This would increase Labour's challenges in trying to reconnect with these disgruntled voters. If Robinson's film manages to capture public concerns about free speech, immigration, or crime, it could become a blunt critique of Starmer's leadership and union policies. Ironically, any effort by Starmer's team to prevent its release is likely to turn out to be a failure, bringing the documentary into the spotlight and energizing Robinson's fans. In addition, the figure of 745,000 illegal immigrants currently residing in the United Kingdom far exceeds that of any other European country. This number is equivalent to the combined population of Sheffield and Southampton. What's more, the real figure could be more than double. It is estimated that each individual in this group costs approximately £400,000 over their lifetime, which in total amounts to £298 billion. Remarkably, this amount is 2,000 times what is claimed to have been saved in fuel cost reductions, effectively freezing the contributions of those who have sustained the system its entire life to the end. There is a fear that someone will break this silence, revealing the truth about what has been hidden. This number is a shocking revelation for the system and raises concerns about the deteriorating state of migration management. Currently, there is a strong awakening and mobilization among the patriotic citizens of England, uniting with a political message that truly carries weight. It is time for them to no longer be overlooked. Vigorous efforts will be made to politically mobilize the 19 million unregistered voters, who represent 48% of the voting population. Leaders must return to Parliament to serve the people of England. Today, the presence of each individual has marked a milestone in history. Each person's voice is louder than ever. Today is an opportunity to confront tyranny. We must unite and fight for freedom, stand up for the truth and for our homeland. The figure of 745,000 illegal immigrants, coupled with an estimated cost of £298 billion, represents an alarming revelation for the system. It's a shocking amount that raises serious questions about the state of migration management in the UK. This issue has resonated strongly with taxpayers who, amid a pressured economy and high taxes, are increasingly questioning how the money they contribute is being used. For Robinson's followers, these numbers reinforce their positions and provide solid arguments in their demands for greater transparency and accountability from the authorities. However, this data is also being closely watched by critics and fact-checkers who might question its veracity. If the numbers prove accurate, they could ignite broad calls for reform that spans different levels of society. Robinson argues that the government is increasingly disconnected from citizens' real concerns, while spending and policy priorities seem to be moving away from pressing issues such as crime, healthcare, and economic stability, leaving many citizens feeling abandoned. Her movement positions itself as an alternative voice seeking to connect with those who feel that the current political system no longer represents them. If Robinson manages to mobilize even a fraction of the 19 million unregistered voters, the impact could be considerable, boosting support for alternative parties or even sparking the creation of new political forces. Robinson's move is presented as a crusade to reclaim leadership on behalf of the English people, tapping into the populist sentiment that is also emerging in other parts of the world. These ideas resonate with those who believe that the political elite has lost sight of the public's authentic values and needs. If Robinson's movement continues to gain traction, both the Labour Party and the Conservative Party will have to pay attention or risk losing a part of their electorate to alternative movements focused on the interests of the citizenry. Paying homage to figures such as Pet Lynch and others considered political prisoners, Robinson's movement has forged a narrative of sacrifice that acts as a rallying cry for those who feel their voices are being silenced. Robinson and his allies are seen as patriots, standing up to a system they believe seeks to silence dissent. The image of these political prisoners evokes a sense of public discontent, where many feel that their freedoms are being eroded little by little, becoming martyrs for freedom of expression and nationalism. This event is not only symbolic, it represents a call for solidarity for those who feel marginalized by the current political climate. The protest could be the trigger that drives a group of voters to look for a genuine alternative to traditional options. What do you think about the topics we've discussed in today's video? We would like to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the latest news on the political situation in the UK. Thanks for joining us. See you in the next videos.